Hello students, so you are watching Maples Education Science 1 Class 10th Maharashtra Board Chapter number 7 Lenses Part 2. We have already uploaded the Part 1. I'll give the link in the description box. You all can go and check it out there. Now, what we did in Part 1 was the definition of the lens, the convex lens, concave lens and few other types of lenses. Now, in this part, we are going to begin with the very first point, that is, a ray of light gets refracted twice, right? Now, what do you mean by that a ray of light gets refracted twice? Now, how does it get refracted twice? So, the array of light gets refracted twice, first while passing through the lens and second while emerging from the lens. Okay, now what do you mean by the term called as emerging? Emerging means moving out. So, a ray of light gets refracted twice. First is while passing through the lens. You can see in the diagram here, passing through the lens, and the second is while emerging from the lens. You can see emerging from the lens. Okay. The next point says that the direction of the ray changes because of these refractions. The direction changes. Now, what is the reason for the direction of a ray of light to change? The reason is that it changes because of refractions, right? Now, the next point says that both the surface of most lenses are parts of sphere. So we have already done this in the first part, that a lens is bound by two surfaces and the shape of those two surfaces are spherical. Now moving to the next part is, you must understand the six important terms in lenses before you begin further with this chapter. So the six important terms in this chapters are, the first one is the center of curvature. The second one is radius of curvature. The third one is the principal axis. The center of curvature is denoted by letter C, radius of curvature by letter R, and principal axis. Okay. Now moving to the next three, that is the optical center, the principal focus and focal length. Now optical center is denoted by letter O, principal focus is denoted by letter capital F, and focal length is denoted by the letter small f. Please make sure to identify the difference between the principal focus and the focal length. The principal focus is your capital F and your focal length is your small f. Okay. Now, moving to the next part, first we'll understand what do we exactly mean by the term center of curvature. Okay. As you all can see in the diagram, there is a diagram above. You all can see two different spheres. Okay. And you all can see there is a part of the sphere in middle that is shaded, this part, right? So, both the spheres are sharing their part so that they can make a lens, right? So this, what does the center of curvature exactly means? It says that the center of spheres whose part form surfaces of lenses. See, I'll explain this in detail. If you have a sphere here and if you have a sphere here, now your this sphere also has a center. Let us call it as C1. Yet this sphere also has a center. Let us call it as C2. So the centers of sphere, so C1 and C2. Now this is the sphere whose part we are using to make a lens. So you all can see this middle part, right? So what does the definition further say? Whose part forms surfaces of the lens. You all can see now, this is the part of my spheres that is forming the surface of my lens. So this C1 and this C2 is called as the centers of curvature. Okay, so we can say that there is a lens, and in that lens, that particular lens is made from the two spheres, right? So this is called as what? The center of curvature. Okay, let me summarize this in a very short, that you will have two different spheres. Okay, when you have two different spheres, you will obviously have two different centers. You can say one center as C1 and other center as C2. Now these two spheres, they give a little part, okay, and they make a lens. You all can see in diagram there is a shaded portion in between, right? So this shaded portion, now the shaded portion is my lens, okay. So the spheres which are giving their part so that a lens can be formed, so those spheres, unke centers, okay, that centers is called as C1 and C2, okay. So C1 and C2 is the centers of curvature, okay. So now moving further to the next part, we will understand what is the radius of curvature, okay. So when I have already talked about sphere and the centers, right? Now I'll talk about the radius. Obviously when we have a sphere, we will have a center, as we've understood this in the earlier part. Now when we have a center, we will have a radius over here. When you did your geometry also, you have a circle. In circle you have a center and you also have a diameter, a radius, a chord, okay, and henceforth. So here when you have a sphere, you will definitely have a center here and you will also have a radius here. So the sphere which is giving its part, okay, to make a lens, that sphere center is called as center of curvature. In the same way, that sphere radius is called as radius of curvature. That is our topic, okay. So you all can see in the figure R1 and R2, okay. So this was your concept about the radius of curvature. Now moving to the third important term, that is your principal axis. Now what do you mean by the term called as principal axis? So it is very simple. It is an imaginary line. Okay. What is a principal axis? By axis term you all can relate it to your geometry, x-axis, y-axis, the graphs that we have already done in the lower standards, right? So what is exactly a principal axis? Principal axis is nothing but it is an imaginary line, okay, and this imaginary line pass through both the center of curvature. We did what is our center of curvature, C1 and C2, right? So from those center of curvature this line passes, okay. So the line which pass through the center of curvature, that imaginary line is called as principal axis, okay. So if I draw a sphere here and a sphere here, and if I take the centers like this and if I draw a line over here, so this line that you all can see, this line is called as an imaginary line, which we in scientific term called as principal axis, okay. So let us just read the definition. What is exactly the principal axis? The imaginary line passing through both the center of curvatures is called the principal axis. Now moving to the next part. So now we are going to understand the term called as optical center. Now what do you mean by the term called as optical center? So if I draw a lens here like this, if I take a point inside somewhere here, okay, so optical center is nothing but it is just a point inside my lens. Please remember, it is a point inside. It is a point inside the lens, okay. This was the first concept. Now this point is on my principal axis, okay. So optical center is a point inside the lens and on the principal axis, okay. Now what happens whenever a light ray passes through this point, okay, it does not change its path. So if a light ray is passing through this point, what happens? This light ray doesn't changes its path. So you all can see here and here the light ray haven't changed its path, okay. The next point that we see is the point inside a lens on the principal axis through which light ray pass without changing their path is called the optical center of a lens. So we have understood, right, what is optical center? It is, in short, optical center is a point which is inside the lens. Optical center is a point on the principal axis, and whenever a light ray passes through my optical center, it doesn't changes its path, okay. Now if you all see these diagrams here, okay, so you all can see here P1 and Q1. Okay, you all can see this P1 and Q1. Okay, and P2 and Q2. So you all can see here P2 and Q2. So these are the light rays which are passing through my optical center O, and their direction haven't changed. Okay, so this point which is inside the lens on the principal axis, and through this point when light ray doesn't change its path, this point is called as an optical center. Now, moving to the next part, we can see the topic as principal focus. Now, we will see principal focus for both the lenses. First, we'll study for the convex lens, and the next we'll study for the concave lens. I'll explain you all what we exactly mean by the term called as principal focus. Okay, but you have to remember, we have already discussed this, that the principal focus is denoted by a letter capital F and not the small f. Okay, so let us proceed. Now we are going to study the principal focus of convex lens. Now what is a convex lens? We did this in the first part. A convex lens has its spherical surface puffed outwards. Okay, so we'll see what is principal focus of convex lens. Okay, so whenever a light ray is parallel to my principal axis, okay, so if I draw principal axis here, and if I draw light rays over here somewhere like this, so you all can see my light ray is parallel to my principal axis. Okay, now what happens when these light rays, when they fall on my convex lens, what happens? They, after falling on the convex lens, what happens? They come and meet at a single point. You can see in the diagram. In short, I can say they converge. All these light rays, they, when fall, or when these light rays are incident on the convex lens, they converge, they come together to one common point. Okay, now this point where all of my light rays has converged, or I can say this point where all of my light rays have come together, this point is called as principal focus. Okay, so you can see in the diagram, this point is called as principal focus of the lens. Now moving to the next part, that is the principal focus for a concave lens. Okay, now you all know this is the diagram for a concave lens, right? Now what happens in this case? Now when the light ray, okay, when the light ray is parallel to the principal axis, okay, if I draw a principal axis here, if I draw few light rays over here, okay, you all can see this is a light ray which is parallel to my principal axis. Okay, now when these light ray falls on my concave lens, remember student, this is concave, not convex. Okay, so when light ray is parallel to my principal axis, and when it is incident on my concave lens, what happens here? Here it doesn't comes together, here it goes away. In the convex, what have we studied? It comes together to a single point. So in convex it comes and meet at a single point, but in concave lens what happens? Here the light rays, they go away from each other after refraction. Okay, so you all can see in the diagram here, these are my incident light rays. Okay, this is my principal axis. Okay, you all can see my incident light rays is parallel to my principal axis, right? And this in the middle, this is the concave lens. Now what happens when when these light rays falls on my concave lens, what happens? You all can see they diverge. You all can see they have got separated, right? So this is called as the principal focus of the concave lens. Okay, now let us move to the next part, that is we are going to study what is a converging lens and what is a diverging lens. Before we study this, let us first discuss each in detail. Now, what is a converging lens? Okay, this is same as we did the principal focus. Okay, so when the light ray is parallel to my principal axis and when it is falling on a convex lens, remember converging is a term which is related with convex lens, and diverging is a term which is related with my concave lens. So converging convex lens, diverging concave lens. Okay, so converging. So what happens if I draw a convex lens here, if I have a principal axis here, if I have incident rays over here, what happens after refraction? What happens? They come and they meet at one single point, right? This single point. So such a lens is called as a converging lens. Okay, so let us read the definition of what is exactly a converging lens. So light rays parallel to the principal axis falling on a convex lens comes together. That is, they get focused at this one point on the principal axis. So my this type of lens is called as converging lens. So in short, I can say if somebody gives you a lens and they tells you that identify that this lens is a converging lens or a diverging lens, how would you do it? So you would pass the light rays. Okay, the light ray should be parallel to the principal axis, and you would see that if the light ray converge at a single point, then that particular lens is called as a converging lens. Okay, so let us move to the next concept, that is the diverging lens. Now what happens here? Now when this is my concave lens, okay, I have a principal axis here, I have light rays over here. Okay, so what happens here? When my light rays are parallel to the principal axis, okay, and if there is a lens in between, we know that diverging happens with the concave lens. Okay, but if you have to identify, what would you do? You have a lens with you. Okay, you would incident your light ray. That light ray should be parallel to your principal axis. Remember this concept. Your light ray that you are inciding should be parallel to your principal axis. Okay, so when this light ray passes through my lens, and if it gets diverge means if it gets away from each other like this, so you would say that this lens is my diverging lens. Okay, so now moving to the next concept, that is focal length. Now we have already discussed that focal length is denoted by a letter small f. Okay, so let us see what is a focal length. Okay, so you know what is a optical center by now, and you know what is a principal focus. Okay, so in between my optical center and my principal focus, we have the term called as focal length. So you all can see that if you see this diagram below, you all can see that we have an optical center. This is my optical center, right? This is what? This is an optical center. And we have a principal focus. So you all can see this is my principal focus. Now in between my optical center and my principal focus, this distance that you all can see is nothing but my focal length. So in short, you all can understand that focal length is the distance between the optical center and the principal focus. You can write it something like that. So this is your optical center and this is your principal focus. So this is the small f, that is your focal length. Now moving to the next part, that is, now we'll understand that a convex lens, okay, a convex lens forms an image, and there are the rules to draw those ray diagrams. Okay, so there are 3 rules to draw ray diagrams of images that we obtain from the convex lens. Now what is a convex lens? It is something like this. Okay, so let us move further with the rule 1. Now what does rule 1 says? Now before starting with the three rules, okay, please remember these three rules are for my convex lens. Okay, so before starting with these three rules, let us first understand that I hope you all know by now that what is an incident ray. The ray which is approaching is called as an incident ray. What is a refracted ray? After a ray that passes from the lens, okay, that is a refracted ray. So you all know what is incident ray, you all know what is refracted ray. You all also know that what is principal axis and what is a focus. Principal focus or focus, you all can say any one of them. Okay, so your rule 1 says that your incident ray is parallel to your principal axis. Now one more thing, students, remember that parallel term always comes with the word called as principal axis. So you all can remember parallel and principal axis. Okay, and passes word always comes with the term called as focus. So whenever I speak parallel, you have to get into your mind that the next term is principal axis. So parallel is always to your principal axis. Okay, and passes, okay, when I say the word pass or passes, you should get it into your mind that it is focus. So parallel, principal axis, passes, focus. Okay, so let us understand what does rule 1 says. Rule 1 says that incident ray is parallel to the principal axis. You can see here in the diagram, incident ray is parallel to my principal axis. This line that you all can see in middle, this is my principal axis. Okay, this is my principal axis. So incident ray is parallel to the principal axis and refracted ray passes through the focus. Okay, so you have to remember terms here, that parallel and passes. So rule 1 says incident ray is parallel to the principal axis and refracted ray passes through the focus. Now moving to the next rule is, now what happens now rule 2 says that incident ray passes through the principal focus. You can see in the diagram here, incident ray is passing through my principal focus. Now what happens with my refracted ray? So this is refracted. Okay, so what happens with the refracted ray? The refracted ray is parallel to the principal axis. So now you all can see that in this case, first we have passes and then we have parallel. Okay, and if you see this in rule 1, what have we seen there? We first have parallel and then we had passes. Okay, so you have to do vice versa. Rule 1 was what? Parallel and then passes. Okay, rule 2 is your passes and next is parallel. So by this you can understand and remember the terms easily. Now let us move to the third rule, which says that incident ray, here in rule 3, incident ray passes through my optical center. You can see my incident ray is passing through the optical center. Okay, without changing its direction. You can see here it doesn't change its direction. Okay, so this was a property of optical center, right? We did this, that when a light ray passes through my optical center, it doesn't change its direction. So that is the rule 3, that when incident ray passes through my optical center, what happens? It doesn't change its direction. So you all can see, you all can read the rule 3 from here, that when the incident ray passes through the optical center of the lens, it passes without changing its direction. Okay, so with this we end our today's lecture of part 2. So with this we end our today's part 2 of lenses. So thank you so much, students, for watching the video. Please like, share, and subscribe. And please press the bell icon so that you can get the notifications of a video whenever we post it. Also, you can contact us on a Gmail ID, mapleseducation98@gmail.com. You can follow us on Telegram @mapleseducation. Thank you so much. See you in the next video. Bye.